again, everybody. Welcome back to The Huddle, the Review.com's weekly sports show. With Jeff Zupanik, this is Rob Toter. And in this segment, we're going to discuss the return to the OAC champion, Mount Union Purple Raiders. A big victory last week over the Otterbein Cardinals. And Mount Union, with 2 weeks to go in the regular season, has already clinched at least a tie for the Ohio Athletic Conference Championship. And this week, Jeff, another test at home before that anticipated showdown in Week 10 at John Carroll. This week, the Raiders play host to Muskingum.
I think a little bit different theme this week. Muskingum's a very good defensive team. Mount Union's kind of been on a stretch of facing very good offensive teams, so kind of flip the table here. So maybe the offense this time be, I think, more of the challenge going into the game than the Purple Raiders defense. But it was a very, I guess, gritty win over Otterbein at the bed. Field conditions, rain, wind, not the first time they've had that adversity. Coach Kerr said afterwards he was glad that they got to see that deal with a wet ball, and there were penalties in there that I think disrupted the game for both teams. So, but they made the play. Got a very fast start to that game and kind of just went on cruise control after that.
Yeah, that's sort of been the mode of how things have gone, at least recently, and if not all season. Mount Union just getting off to such a fast start, it really takes teams out of their game plan after a while.
I agree. If you have a running team and all of a sudden they jump on you 14-0, it gets in your psyche to, well, man, we can't really run the ball. We need to get these 2 touchdowns, even though you might have the whole game left. So I think that's been a brilliant, and I thought Otterbein, I give them credit. They won the toss, took the football, put their senior experienced offense on the field. Now they just happened to throw an interception. It didn't work out for them, but I think they made the right call. But same thing, the screen pass on the first play for Mount Union, touchdown. They get it back 3 more plays later. Another touchdown, all of a sudden it's 14-0. There was also a safety in the middle of that on a bad snap. And, you can't let the game get away from you when you play them. And unfortunately for Otterbein, that's what happened.
Yeah, I think teams try to come into the mindset, even though they talk a good game, they get in their mindset that they've got to play a perfect game to even have a chance. And I think it tends to backfire because they try to be so perfect that they end up making more mistakes and it just compounds one on top of another.
One of the things I was talking after the game was it's amazing at how different a team looks when they play Mount Union versus when they play the other 8 OAC games. And you're right. I think they just put so much pressure on, well, we need to make sure we don't have any turnovers. We execute every third down. And you can't, Mount Union's not going to play a perfect game. You're not going to just play your game and give yourself the chance. And I think you're right. I think a lot of teams take themselves out of that equation before they can even get a chance to.
Yeah, and I think that was the key in the last 2 John Carroll games in 2015 and 2016. They came to Mount Union and just said, look, we're going to play our game. We know we're going to make mistakes. They're going to make plays, but we know we can make plays as well, and they're going to make mistakes, so we just got to capitalize. And the 2015 game went right down. Well, both of them went right down to the wire. And that 2016 game, John Carroll came out with the victory. And I think, I don't know that any team has had that kind of attitude facing a Mount Union. I'm not sure this year's John Carroll team is going to have that. They may have a little bit of it at first, but again, if that game gets out of hand early, it's going to be a blowout.
You're right. I think, looking over the years, the only team that really would stick out that kind of always stayed would be Wisconsin Whitewater, would be the one. Everybody else, whether it's Mary Hardin Baylor, Wesley, OAC team, they seem, like you said, they seem to do things differently in that Mount Union game than they did in the other ones. And I think they've had things snowball on them. And when it does, they can make a very good team look very bad.
Yeah. All right. Well, make sure you check out Jeff's previews of all the games of this week's game at home against Muskingum. It's the last home game, regular season home game. It's pretty certain if they win out, they're going to get some home playoff games. But it's the last regular season home game. It's a 1 o'clock start, right?
1 o'clock, yeah. Not 1:30 this week.
Yeah, it's a 1 o'clock start. So make sure you check out Jeff's previews all week. Check out thereview.com. And make sure you check out, we'll have video and highlight coverage all day Saturday from the game, as well as Monday's Alliance Review. So for Jeff, until next time, this is Rob. We'll talk to you then.